Okay, guys. So it's an unknown territory means there are many ideas, many everything lurking around. You just need to find the right idea, what works for you, what doesn't work for you. You need to find the right shit that works for you. Like if it doesn't work for you, then it is not your shit. So like that's why I keep writing, I keep drawing, I keep drifting basically. So you have to keep a move. You have to keep it moving. Whether right or wrong, you don't know because you can never judge whether you will be right or will be wrong. You just play the ball with the right intention, right basics, and wherever it go, you accept that result. So yeah, like that's why I keep writing. I keep writing self motivation. Keep writing about psychology, psychotherapy, and many more things. I want to do like stage shows. I want to do performances. I want to do like many beautiful things. Like I want to perform in a live show. I want to perform in a corporate training session. I want to provide a corporate training session. I want to provide therapies. I want to provide life skills. So ultimately, you need to understand how you can pre-plan, or if you cannot pre-plan your movement, then it is not going. Because unless you cannot pre-plan, you never know whatever can be go right, but whatever can be go wrong. Because you have to take a life as a project, it's a project, and you have to manage this project. So you have to for definite result. You have to have a definite input, definite output. Like a project is whatever it has a definite output. If it's not giving output, it's not a project, and then there is no success, no results. And it's always a team effort. You have to make people count, you have to make efforts count, you have to keep critical management, you have to manage everything, time, resources, critical. You have to you manage your health also. You have to manage all round development. You have to do everything. You have to manage your skills, you have to develop your skill, you have to nurture your skills, and you have to keep your goals in mind, keep your timelines in mind. And then if the timelines are not getting met, then you maybe modify the time limit, maybe modify the project, maybe modify the resource of whatever you do, whatever is crunch. If this and ultimately the goal is the project should be delivered on time. And some projects may go success in life, some projects may not go success in life, but you have to learn from each and every project. And if you have to keep learning from different people. You have to keep learning from successful people, from failures, from successful startups, from failed startups, and everything. Like if you take example of Flipkart, Simple, or whatever the kind of AI startups, or the kind of perplexity AI kind of startups, like they just keep on building them. They just keep on building the things. They just keep on connecting the things. You just have to be a layer in between two layers. That's all. You have to create a classroom. You have to create a virtual classroom. You have to create a AI intelligence dashboard. So whatever kind of projects startups or design going on, you have to have an idea, and then you have to create a podcast, or you have to create audio content modification, or video content modification. So you have to like understand the domain, take the podcast or lectures of the prominent people in the domain, then you understand, then you keep pitching. And if you don't keep pitching, get results. Apply for Y combinators, apply for the different things, have 100 different things, and your time is limited. Understand your time is limited. You have to manage your health and wealth also. That's why you have to manage other resources also. You have to keep doing parallel things. You have to keep doing things in parallel so that you understand getting the results or not. So ultimately, it's all about A/B testing. You can create your products, you can create any kind of products, but you have to do the A/B testing. That's how you chart the unknown territories. You have to do A/B testing. Like that's how take the world, take the universe as a war, take this earth as a battlefield. That's how you win the game. You have to keep maximum people in your side. You have to keep your enemies close. You have to keep a watch of like opponent startups, what your opponents are doing, which content they are creating, which kind of social media marketing skills they are doing, what kind of strategies they are doing, which kind of platform they're using. You have to understand everything. So the only mistake people make is like they are not bold enough to chase the dream. They keep bullying, beating about the bush. Sometimes if they fail one time, that doesn't mean you will make the same mistake. You have to break the loop. You have to create a new mistake. You have to learn, and you have to modify yourself. You have to modify as per situation. You have to make very small goals, and that's how you reach the top. You have to create a AI startup. First of all, you create content. First of all, you understand the research papers. Then on the basis of research papers, you try to publish your own try to create their findings, understand their findings, and publish your own research paper. Create a startup around that product. Create a startup around that research. So I intend to do 1M by 1M. 1M by 1M is a startup that do things like, as Ramana Mitra is the owner of the startup, and what they do, try to trying to impact 1 million people, 1 million startups, 1 million businesses. They are trying to create this many number of startups, this many number of businesses, and how they're going to do it? They're going to do it by inviting people whom they have trained enough, and then who have already gone and created new businesses. Also, if you're not loving your business, you're not loving whatever you're doing, so it's not worth it. You have to keep healing yourself. You'll fail, but you have to keep healing yourself. You have to understand what kind of therapies work for you. Existential therapy work for you, Adlerian therapy. So depending on the kind of problems you have, existential therapy is basically, if you have if you feel that why what is the purpose of whatever you're doing, then you feel got to do like existential therapy. If you feel like person centered therapy, then if you don't know what is the your real problem is, then you do this person centered therapy, because you have to keep modifying yourself, keep improving yourself, keep learning and unlearning yourself. And unlearning therapy is the only way to unlearn, because we whatever we do is create an impact deep inside us. Conscious and subconscious impact, all kind of impacts are created. So you have to remove those layers just to be fresh again. So basically, behavior therapy is there, gestalt therapy is there, person-centered therapy is there, and there are many other kind of therapies. Psychoanalytic therapy is where you analyze different kind of theories. Psychodynamic theory is there where you understand the different kind of situation that you've gone through in your life. So that depends on psychodynamic theory also. So in a nutshell, the kind of therapy you are gonna you're gonna got to receive is may depend on kind of problems you have, or the kind of future you have, the kind of surrounding you have. It can be family oriented, it can be couple oriented therapy, it can be public therapy, it can be group therapy, it can be individual therapy also. Then there's reality therapy, where you change the concept of reality as per your expectation. Then there is feminist therapy. Then there is postmodern approaches, family system therapy, because every family there is different system, every culture has different system, every tradition has different system. So you have to understand the society. The more you understand society, the more you understand the world, the more you will be getting the therapy yourself. So best way of therapy is learn from every person, learn from every situation. So yeah, like if you want to do, like, let's do consulting. If we talk about consulting a bit. So consulting, basically there are many types of consulting and therapies. So there are many types of consulting frameworks. Consulting case studies are there, consulting frameworks are there. Let me open some for you. Let me pick up my copy, another copy, like where I mentioned like what kind of courses that we can have, what is the impact that we can create. Yes, let me copy it. So this is the book बाल चित्रमय श्री कृष्ण लीला. Limited battery is left. I guess light electricity is here. Okay, let's put up my phone on charge first. Okay, sorry guys, sorry for the interrupt. So this is the book बाल चित्रमय श्री कृष्ण लीला. So this book reading is another kind of therapy. So and the purpose of this therapy is like बाल चित्रमय कृष्ण लीला. ऐसे ही टेल द नेम ऑफ द बुक. श्री कृष्ण की लीलाएं. जो इस कुछ धरती है भगवान की लीला है. तो भगवान अलग अलग रूप में हमारे सामने आते हैं. जैसे जब कृष्ण वासुदेव पुत्र के सामने आए तो जब आकाशवाणी हुई और कंस से कहा देवकी का आठवां पुत्र ही तुझे मारेगा. जिससे बहन से इतना प्यार करता है उसका आठवां पुत्र तुझे मारेगा. तो यह सुनते ही कंस तलवार लेकर देवकी को मारने तैयार हो गया. लेकिन वसुदेव जी ने वचन दिया कि देवकी जो भी संतान होगी वो उसे उत्पन्न होते ही वह कंस को दे दिया करेंगी. सो इस तरह से कंस ने देवकी के 6 पुत्र मार दिए. 7वें पुत्र के रूप में भगवान स्वयं आए. तो कंस के भय से वासुदेव जी की सभी रानियां मथुरा छोड़कर कहीं चली गई थी. उनमें से रोहिणी जी गोकुल में जाकर व्रजराज नंद जी के यहाँ रहती थी. तो जब सादा 8वां पुत्र के रूप में भगवान स्वयं प्रकट हुए तो वासुदेव जी ने भगवान ने आज्ञा दे दी थी मुझे गोकुल में नंद जी की घर पहुंचा दो और वहाँ यशोदा जी की जो आजी कन्या हुई है वह मेरी योग माया है उसे यहाँ ले आओ. तो आधी रात में बढ़ती यमुना नदी को पार करके जब वासुदेव जी पहुंचे तो यमुना जी ने वासुदेव जी को मार दिया. और उसी योग माया के प्रभाव से सब सो रहे थे. किसी को पता नहीं था कि कन्या हुई है. और भगवान कृष्ण जी को उन्होंने यशोदा जी के पलंग पर सुला दिया और यशोदा जी कन्या को उठाकर चुपचाप लौट पड़े. भरकर कल काल कूट विष भारी स्तन मुख दिया बनी सनारी प्राण पिए पै संग चुपचाप मरी। और जैसे ही हुआ तो पहरेदार वापस आया तो पहरेदार जाके कन्या रोने लगी। तो जैसे ही उन्होंने वो कंस को दिया कन्या को पहरेदार ने उठा करके, तो कन्या बोली तुझे मुझे मारने वाला, तू मुझे क्यों मारता है? तुझे मारने वाला तो वहाँ मथुरा में पैदा हो चुका है, जन्म ले चुका है। तो इस तरह से these books are necessary because these are kind of they tell you the real stories. They tell you the kind of stories that you will never see in the real world. They will so everything is symbolic. Whatever is happening around us is symbolism. Symbolic language. The God is trying to convey you hundred different kinds of things through these symbols. So you have to understand. So I also plan to work on a virtual influencer project. So virtual influencer project is where you kind of create 100 different virtual influencer and 100 different kind of things, and then you make it count. So I will just tell you some lessons that I've learned from my life, that learn to understand pros and cons of every decision in life, because pros and cons are just pure way of looking at the situation. So different. If something doesn't suit you, then it's a cons for you. If it suits you, then it's pro for you. So you have to look the situation neutrally. You have to look at the situation objectively. What can learn from the situation? So a person who gives you the problem, so you are not supposed to like tell the world that this person gives this. You have to anyhow, you have to have the courage to talk to that person anyhow. And if you're too fast, you'll fail. If make it give it a count. Make sure that if you're not too fast, then whatever you're doing, you're not too fast. So if you're too fast, you'll fail. You're not gonna achieve the success if you're too fast. No one hits a boundary on the first ball. You take it slow, and then you take it to the last, and then you win the game. And we all stay too depressed, but we don't really understand whatever you are doing. In a case, it is healing you because the energy is coming out of you. Whatever you are doing, why karma is necessary? The karma is necessary because it heals you. It is the energy that has to come out of you. And when you do the karma, that energy heals. That energy comes out of you, gets healed. You get healed. That's the basic reason that why everything is in the world in the world is made. Why everything is so much necessary. We need to learn to expose ourselves to the fear. We cocoon ourselves. We don't come out of our shell, and then as we are and as the cover is blown, then we feel like out of the box. When we feel out of the session, so you have to stay out of the session. You have to blow your cocoon. You have to blow your shell. You have to stay outside. You have to stay vulnerable. The more vulnerable you are, the more vulnerable you are, the better you can express yourself, the better you can protect yourself, the better you can adjust to the situation. Try to work in the startups. If you work in a startup, try to work in an MNC. If you read fiction, start writing fiction. If you read non-fiction, then start writing non-fiction. Maybe start reading fiction. So because when you start facing fear, then you become fearless in a way. Whatever you face, you become. Learn to heal yourself, learn to heal others. You have to have an aura that you heal yourself, that you always stay in the best stage of yourself. You always stay in the best situation, you always stay in the best of yourself. Like you make the best of the situation. That's how you motivate yourself, and that's how you motivate others also. You don't have to utilize all of your energy, all of your effort in doing a thing, smallest possible things. You have to cultivate the habit of protecting your energy from outside, from inside, both ways. And whatever we need to do, it need to heal ourselves. We need to find the interest in it. It needs to be somehow related to art and science. If it is not related, then you are wasting your time. And suppose you are doing anything, you did BTech or whatever you did, MBA, whatever you did in life, whatever you're doing, anything or whatever. If you don't know the objective of it, why you are doing this particular action, then this particular action is futile. Your intent matters, your effort matters, your intent also matters. And you always have to do keep very short sprints of whatever you do. It's called a Pomodoro technique also, that you divide every task of yours in the smallest possible molecule. And that's how then you do the backtracking. Then you start combining your efforts. That's the kind of divide and conquer approach. Learn to slow down to speed up. You have to learn to slow down to speed up. If you have to work very fast, you have to learn to slow down. You have to learn to stop. When you dance, you need to stop also. You need to take the breaks also. That's why, and all of your combined moves become flawless. Shout out yourself to whatever you want to do. So it will happen. What will happen? It will go to the cosmos, and the cosmos will help you to achieve those particular things. Because the cosmos may or may not know whatever you are trying to do. You have to make a connection between the inside of your world and the outside cosmos. Once you create that connection, you don't have to bridge. You have to bridge the road. You don't have to become kind of hindrance. You have to be the bridge between the inside of yourself and the outside in the universe. Once you start doing these particular things, then you'll be unstoppable. And that's how you connect your conscious with your subconscious mind. So smart work is necessary. People do lots of kind of unnecessary work, and which is not really required. So you don't have to do all of that. You have to do the smart work. So how do you do smart work? So suppose you have to, like, suppose you have some money. Suppose you have 1 lakh, 10 lakh, 1 year, 10 year, whatever amount of money, and you have to make 10x out of it. So suppose, and how you will do it? So there are only two ways to increase your investment and increase your asset: by training and by investing. Right? By training your skills, by training yourself, by training others, and by investing in yourself, investing in yourself, in your startup, and other people startups. So these are the only two ways. And suppose you have to make like 10x of your money. So how you will do? So for how you will make your first first $100, first $1,000, first $10K, first $1 M, first $10 M. And suppose someone who's making $1,000, how you will help them investing your money, because they are more prone to the risk. They are more risk averse, and everyone is. And gradually, as the amount will increase, the risk management will also have to be managed in different ways. And every time you don't have to use a novel way. You don't have to use a novel way every time. You can maybe use, like, you can use the loopholes in the system. You can create loopholes in the system, but don't get caught. If you create loopholes in the system, or if you use the loopholes in the system, it's very good, but don't get caught. And now, so if you have to do the skill based learning, let me have some water. Okay, sorry. So suppose I give you a task. I give you a task that how you plan or how you manage yourself. How you just tell me like how you will manage yourself. The more you manage your emotions, the more you can manage yourself. The more logical you are. Now tell me different ways how you can, in how you can investment, how what different kind you can advise these people to and 10x their money. So first of all, they will have to understand skill training and investment training, skilling up your, themselves, skilling up others, learning how to investment, learning how to do the investment, and training others, managing their asset and managing others' asset. So definitely, if you are talking to millionaires or billionaires, definitely you are one of them. Okay, that's all. That's very simple. So you have to learn those skills, you have to teach those skills, then you have to implement those skills and create tools using those skills and create something out of using those skills. If you cannot create a end product, miserable product using those skills, then if you know the music theory, but you cannot create a song, you cannot create a music album, you cannot create music for others, you cannot train others how to create the music, then it's finished, it's futile. The best way to learning or the best way to entering an domain is to become an agent. You don't understand the, like if you are a broker, if you have to if you have to enter the share market, become a share market broker. If you have to become a dealer, if you have to enter the real estate, become a real estate dealer. So that's what I'm telling you. Becoming a dealer is the best way to entering any market. Now you tell me in what different ways we can become a broker or become a dealer in any of the LLC. First, write a book, become a create some sessions around these things. Then people will invite you for the talks. Become an influencer in the domain, and people will invite you them by themselves, or get influenced by someone. Ask someone to refer you, and that's how you enter into the domain. Always learn how to enter a domain. Stop making efforts on yourself. Always learn how to enter a domain. Once you learn how to enter a domain, you can easily make connections. You can easily learn new things. You can easily do everything. And you also need to know where the world is going. Someone who had invested in bitcoins in the very beginning, today they are millions, billions. They are like ruling the market. Someone who have created their own coins, today they are ruling the world. So everything is decay. This is dalali ka dhanda. If you can become a trainer, if you can become kind of maybe influencer or maybe a leader in that particular domain, then the domain is yours. And if you cannot become a domain in the leader in the existing domain, create a new domain and then become the leader of that domain. That's how Kunal Shah did. That's how he becomes so huge. You have to find the sweet point where your startup or your initiative become skyrocketing. That's called growth hacking. If you understand growth hacking, then that's what Zerodha did. That's what like this particular thing Astrodog is doing. That's what all the different kind of e-commerce websites are doing. That's all these stock market agents are doing. That's all these YouTube content creators are doing. You need to understand when your content will start scaling like outnumbering your opponents, outscaling when you growing by leaps and bounds, when you're growing exponentially. So that then it is called growth hacking. That particular term is called growth hacking. If you can create growth hacking, if you can become growth hacker in any of the field, then that particular field is yours. So I will give a suggestion: learn to hacking, learn to hack the things, learn ethical hacking. I'm not saying rob a bank. I'm just trying to say, learn how to hack the things, how to make your own way, how to make a workaround. Be likable by people. The more you smile, the more you, the more you become likable. The more you can tell the stories, the more you become likable. Also, if you cannot create something new, the world is already there. The people are already selling the item. My affiliate become a selling partner. Become learn it to investment. Learn to do very small investments. Learn to do very small trade. That's how to become a part of the system. The system is already there. Become part of the system. Learn to become an affiliate. Learn to become a content creator. Create a platform for creators. The platform is already there. Start promoting this platform. Become partner in existing startups. Just tell them how you can promote their startup. Just tell them how you can contribute. Understand the supply chain and then break into it. Thank you so much, guys. That's it for this stream. So I will just tell some jokes from my real life, whatever is happening around. So people think that they can break the rules. It is not possible. Whenever you break the rules, you be ready for the results. Never break the rules. If you break the rules, be ready to bear the results of it. Anyways, let's do how to do case interview frameworks. So first of all, you have to understand that develop data hypothesis, then gather data around the hypothesis, then develop options, then make recommendation. So ultimately, everything starts from a hypothesis. You create a hypothesis, and then you garner the data, gather data to create a test your hypothesis. Then you create a possible solution. Then you search the solutions, and that's how artificial intelligence also works. That's how AI consulting also works. Like first of all, you gather data, you understand the problem, you gather data around the problem, and you create a model, and you start implementing those models in the real life. There are different kind of framework, three C's, four P's, five order porters, five order model, demand and supply, profit equation, NPV analysis, net present value. So understand the kind of problem and then implement the results, implement the frameworks. Try to implement different kind of frameworks and then see which framework is suiting the problem best. Okay, I shall discuss when we come back. Thank you so much.